The one thing I've been impressed with our entire council really has been the focus on just what are essentials versus what are the extras. I think Herriman does a great job at just providing the basics at a great level of service. Really, I think that's what we recognize that government's role is. We still want to have some of the events, some of the funner stuff, but we're not going to spend millions of dollars on a big fancy project or anything right now. Things are tight. We know it's tight for everybody. So we've tried to trim where we can. We've been able to focus on that kind of stuff and not let our priorities slip.
Welcome to Herrimanology,
the official podcast to keep up with Herriman City.
We'll take you inside the city, explore the latest news and updates, show you how your government operates, and discuss the issues that affect us all. Now, here are your hosts talking all things Herriman on Herrimanology.
All right, welcome to Herrimanology. It is Thursday, May 16th, and I don't know why we're in here today. We should be outside.
Yes, we should. It's perfect out there.
We have finally had some nice weather.
Long overdue.
So hopefully you're listening to this outside while you're on a walk. You're probably not, but hopefully get outside, enjoy the weather before it gets windy again. I'm John LaFollette, Communications Manager for Herriman City, joined today by Mayor Palmer. How are you doing?
Good. It's good to be here.
It's been a long week for both of us.
It's been a long week. I'm ready for a weekend.
We have some fun things to talk about today. So at least there's that. I have a vacation coming up, too, that I'm looking forward to.
I'm jealous of your vacation.
By the way, Herrimanology will be postponed to next week because I won't be here.
And they don't trust me to run this by myself. So
that could be an interesting experiment.
I'll use my phone.
So we'll kick it back a few days. So you might have a double dose the week after. But anyway, just I guess, programming note, as they say.
There you go. I like that.
One thing we wanted to mention... the Main Street project is still ongoing, but it hit a major checkpoint this week. Thank goodness. All the paving is done, which means all the underground utilities are done and all that. There's still landscaping work going on the shoulders, but paving's done. It got striped yesterday. No more major traffic impacts.
No more detours over there. It's ready to go. So we appreciate everybody's patience in that area. We know it's been about 6 months past
what we originally hoped.
What we thought, and that happened. That just happened in the business. So we appreciate everybody's patience, and it's great now. So nice.
Yep, it's turned into a pretty cool road.
Yep.
So really nice.
Turned out great. Yep.
So enjoy that. Enjoy full speed limit. Don't go over the speed limit, please.
Correct.
But yeah, like you said, that's been a headache. Everybody understands. Everybody gets it. So thankfully, the worst of it is over.
Right.
We want to talk about a few event notes this week. One has to do with the rodeo, which is coming up in 2 weeks.
Right. From today. Yep.
Tickets are going fast, but there's something that happens every year we want to make people aware of. Buy tickets from herriman.org/rodeo and nowhere else.
That's it.
We get scam comments on our social media all the time. We do our best to delete them. But if there's some third-party site, even if they've stolen the city's pictures and made it look like our site, don't buy tickets from there. People have paid hundreds of dollars for a scam ticket to our rodeo, and there's nothing we can do. Right. It's really sad, so please don't do that.
Yep, don't Google it, because if you Google right now, we're still even working on that. There's still a couple of sites that come up before ours. You don't need to go to StubHub now to buy a ticket. Just buy from the city site, and you'll be good.
Herriman.org/rodeo and nowhere else. A few things that are going on. The Hungry Herriman Food Truck Roundup is back. It's been going on for a few weeks. We just want to make people aware of that. It happens at Crane Plaza, right outside the City Hall, every Monday night, starting at 5 o'clock. And then starting in a couple of weeks, the marketplace, the vendor market. So
one of my favorite things to get out to every year. Yep.
Yeah, and it's not exactly the same event as the food trucks. They sometimes will vary in times by an hour or so, with starting and end. Just kind of depends. But those two things are going on.
Monday night is here in Crane Park's the place to be, because there will be more stuff tied in with it throughout the summer, throughout the fall. So Monday night, Crane Park's where to be.
One of those things they're tying into it is the Jazz Project concert.
Yep.
Coming up. And last night I was here working late, and I was leaving, and I heard "In the Mood" by Glenn Miller going on in the community room.
I love it.
It sounded great.
They do a great job. Yep.
Made me want to go get my trombone and just go sit down and start playing "In the Mood" with them.
I love it. So I'm sure they'll be playing that Monday.
Yep.
So Monday night
at 6:30 on the bandstand. So go get some food from the food truck, meander around. Well, no marketplace yet, but you get some food from the food trucks and go and listen to some nice jazz.
Yep, be a great night.
And a few other event-related notes. We have Town Days coming up in about a month. There's a lot of information. There's so much going on with Town Days, as always. But there are a few things we want to make you aware of that require pre-registration. There are a bunch. And by the way, there's even more going on now in June than has before. For example, the summer musical production that the Arts Council has put on has been in July for as long as I've been around here. That has moved to June.
Right.
So if you wait till July, you have missed it.
Right.
So the Matilda production goes June 6th through the 17th. So make sure you see that. It's at Butterfield Park. They're working hard on it. It's always a great production every year, no matter what show they put on.
Right.
But some other things related to Town Days. Saturday, June 15th is the Yeti Run. So, and that's a fun thing every year too. That happens at Butterfield Park. Most of the big Town Days things do.
Right.
But get registered for the Yeti Run. The deadline is June 1st. I would recommend not waiting that long.
It'll fill up.
Everything we're about to mention can be found on herriman.org/town-days. Town with an E.
With an E.
I don't know why, but that's what it's called. And
Right. We got to stick with it.
I don't get to change it. There's a pickleball tournament going on Saturday the 15th as well. On Monday, June 17th, the Friends of Herriman is doing a lot of really cool things. That will be out here at Crane Plaza and Crane Park. Herriman Live Talent Show, which is super fun every
Always
year.
fun. Yep.
Auditions are June 8th. So a few weeks in advance. So just put that on your calendar if you're interested. That runs from 10 to 12 here at the City Hall. And registration for the Chalk Art Festival, the second annual.
It was amazing last year. One of my favorite things last year.
Really cool.
Yep.
So if you're interested in that, or if you know somebody who's a really good chalk artist, registration is June 10th. Moving over to the Wednesday of Town Days, there's a disc golf putting challenge. I know some people are really into disc golf and really into their skills with disc golf.
Right.
So get a chance to prove it.
I'll get my putter disc out. So.
There's a cornhole tournament and a spike ball tournament all going on at the same time.
So sports night, right?
Yeah, basically. That's
Cool.
Wednesday of Town Days. And then Saturday, there's speed puzzling. So again, pre-register. I've never done speed puzzling. I'm not fast with puzzles. My family did it growing up. And I think it's caused me some trauma, but some people are really into that. Watch you do puzzle races.
I'm a 6-month puzzle guy. I don't know about you.
A couple pieces at a time.
Yep.
But if you are a speed puzzler, you can do that on Saturday, June 22nd. Again, pre-register. All this on herriman.org/towndays. So excuse the calendar talk here, but a lot of things coming up, and we don't want anybody who's interested in some things to miss them because they weren't aware of it.
Absolutely.
We had some ribbon cuttings this week. New businesses coming in all the time. We had one on Monday for the Mountain View Implants and Periodontics. You were there.
Yep.
What did you think?
I mean, great new addition to the city. First periodontist in the city. So they'll start working through referrals out here. So just know that's another service that hasn't been available in our community that now is. And so we're thrilled. I was so impressed with them and their setup and their commitment to be here. So it's good stuff. It's good news.
Yeah, so they're over on, if I remember off the top of my head, about 134th South and just east of 6400 West.
Correct. Yep.
And then there were 3 today who all share a building.
Right.
Over on Anthem Park Boulevard, close to Copper Mountain Middle School, just down the road from that.
Right.
So that was Salt City Orthodontics, Copper Cove Pediatric Dentistry. Say
Right.
that 10 times fast.
Right.
And Foundation Physical Therapy. Really cool. The ribbon cuttings were all one right after the other. Got in some fun Yeti pictures. So go to our shop local page for that.
Love it.
But welcome to all of them. Just, again, services that are needed.
Yep. We appreciate him being here.
We mentioned the budget quite a bit last week.
Right.
The city's budget. The tentative budget is out. There are links to it on herriman.org in several places. If you go to our latest news, you'll see that. You'll see it broken out by all the discussions that the city council has had over the last 5 months.
Right.
And all the different meetings. What have your thoughts been as you've gone through this budget process and some of the priorities and efforts the city's making? What's something you'd want residents to know about this year's process?
You know, the one thing I've been impressed with our entire council really has been the focus on just what are essentials versus what are the extras, right? I think Herriman does a great job at just providing, the basics at a great level of service. Really, I think that's what we've recognized the government's role is just to provide those. So we've tried to cut out a lot of the, all that extra stuff, right? We still want to have some of the events, some of the funner stuff, but for the most part, we don't have any big, we're not going and spending millions of dollars on a big fancy project or anything right now. Really, things are tight. We know it's tight for everybody. So we've tried to trim where we can. We've held positions now, I think, for 2 years. I mean, our staff is running ragged right now because we are short. So hats off to our staff. But really, it's just, we've been hit with inflation, but we've found ways to cut and still minimize the impacts to the residents. So I just am so impressed that we've been able to focus on that kind of stuff and not got off on those tangents and let our priorities slip. So, but again, I even saw comments again that, you don't feel like the council listens. Like, we do. Like, please come out. Please, we would love to have a crowd at this next on Wednesday for this hearing to have gone through the budget and understand. Like, that's what, it's budgets are tricky. They're complicated. They're big. We had one comment at the last one. It ended up being a typo, but somebody caught it, and within minutes it was fixed. But that's the kind of stuff we absolutely want to hear. So please come out, be involved in this process, help us. We want to know what your priorities are so we can make it our priorities in the council because we represent you.
It's all public money. It comes from, whether it comes from the state or the federal level, like Councilmember Orrin talks about this a lot. No matter what government bank account, I guess it comes from, it all ultimately comes out of the same taxpayer pockets, whether it's sales tax or property tax or whatever. It's all public money that comes out of your pocket. And Herriman City and the city council gets to control some of that. And the best chance you have to come and give your feedback is next Wednesday at the public hearing.
Yep. In
my years here, I don't think I've ever seen more than one public comment on the budget. Usually it's zero.
Right.
We had one last week. And I know the city council is hungry for public feedback on the budget. And it is big, it's long, but it's your money, and this is what funds everything the city does. So these are among the most important decisions of the whole year.
Yep. Like you said, we don't consider this city money. That's the first thing I learned when I got in. Suddenly I used to say that same thing, like, oh, the city's got money. No, there's no city money. The city doesn't have money. It's all taxpayer money. Every single bit is taxpayer money that we try to be stewards of.
Yeah. So that's Wednesday, 7:00 is the general meeting start.
Yep.
Same with every second and fourth Wednesday in the council chambers. So that's all for today.
Yep.
Thanks, Mayor Palmer, for coming in.
Thanks for having me again.
Let's go enjoy the weather outside.
Have fun on your vacation.
I plan to. It's not going to be as warm there.
Nope.
But that's all right.
Worth it.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.